Whoa, what's that? Is it Christmas time? Well, I suppose it's time for me to make something a little bit special for Santa. Now, if you've seen the thumbnail, yes, you know what I'm about to make, but I don't know if it's possible yet, so we're going to see what it's like, because you can see the future. I can't. We're gonna select something like this, so something that can be tall, really tall with really big wheels. That way we can get the thing hovering quite a ways off the ground. The body is going to be made out of, there's no wood here as an option, which is a bit unfortunate. And also, we're not gonna give him an old one. Honestly, we need to give him a very modern car. But he's also a traditional person, so we might go with some, he's dealing with snow. So he's got to deal with some sort of like non-rusting type of metal. So we're going to go with like a treated steel. And I would assume that he's running a monocoque in that sled of his. It makes only sense, right? And then that itself, we could go some like corrosive resistant steel because he likes to support the American industry, which maybe the Australian industry as well, who knows? But still, eventually it'll probably get taken by the salt on the, it'd be on rooftops. So I suppose they wouldn't really put anything on rooftops, would they? They would need something a little bit more rigid, because if he doesn't quite land on the roof very straight, we're gonna go with the carbon fiber just to help him out a little bit. Then yes, his engine, which will be a snowman for this, because I don't have any deer, I believe, is going to be a front longitudinal, because it's out the front and it's in line with the rest of the sleigh. Now suspension, well, no, not coil, leaf, sorry. Yes, leaves. If you've ever seen a sleigh or anything like that, generally if they have suspension, it's a leaf. So yes, we're going with leaves. Now, you gotta ask yourself, what sort of engine would Santa Claus have? Or, since this is a present for him, so I can get on the good list after all of those naughty things I've done this year, what would he want? Well, unfortunately for Santa Claus, our cast iron 16-cylinder is not going to quite fit in his new car. Well, sleigh. So instead, a V6, let's go Boxer 6, something a little bit more exotic than the normal. And we're gonna try to save a little bit of money on this budget by taking the Subaru engine. What was it, like a 3.5 or something? I can't remember. There you go, 3.5. Then dual overcam, because we don't want to cheap out in Santa Claus. You might find out and put me on the naughty list. Keep me on the naughty list, but you get the idea. Aluminium, cast. He probably doesn't need a turbo, but we'll see. Cam profile, way up. Variable valve timing, all cams, sure. He wants all of the mod cons. Turbo, ball bearing, make this big race. Injection, we'll give him direct injection so he can like save the polar ice caps with a better fuel efficiency. Oh, you know what? He probably wants... You know what? Okay, we need to go a little bit reasonable, because this is Santa Claus and he lives in the North Pole. He doesn't want it to melt. I suppose we'll have to make this engine very fuel efficient. Configuration, single, performance, and he's Santa Claus. He probably gets a lot of government funding and all that kind of stuff, subsidies, so he can probably afford something like a super fuel. Make it really lean, so to save those polar bears that he probably loves so much, and make it a little bit better, we are going to put a little extra quality in there. Dual exhaust, because he loves that. Catalytic converter, and no mufflers, but we're gonna do a little bit of Santa magic to make it a bit quieter. Now, what we're trying to do here is get the fuel efficiency quite high to, make it not such a waste of fuel, this car. There we go. I think these are respectable numbers. The emissions are quite low and the fuel efficiency is quite high. We like it here. And obviously, yes, this needs to be red for Santa Claus. We can't change the engine block color? Come on. Can we change the intake manifold yet? Oh my God, we can change the intake manifold. Finally! Yes! All right, well, we've got the white and red for Santa. Let's give it a listen. Oh my God, it's Christmas miracle. Yes, this engine body, the rest of it does not matter. Body paneling color is not exactly what we're going for here, so transparent for now. Trim, also. Wheels, also. We were gonna deal with that in a different way, but I suppose we could just do it that way. The rest of it will go invisible eventually. But for now, let's just go ahead and bloop, bloop, bloop. And the rest of it we can't get rid of yet. Drivetrain. You know what? He's dealing in the snow, so his sled is being driven by things that probably have all poor drive. Ha ha ha. I'm going to hell. Anyway, dual clutch, 7-speed, and he probably needs to go really fast, so we're going to up that a little bit at least. Now, he's really not going to want anything particularly fancy, so we're going to go to open differential, I reckon. Sports compound, because he doesn't want semi-slicks. He wants to be able to get track. You know what? Chunky off-road is what he needs. Super thick. Actually, you know what? super thin, I think. Brakes don't particularly matter, but we'll probably just make sure that they function. Now, his underside of his sled has probably got like a full wooden undercarriage, so we're gonna go with that. His seating, he's probably got like one bench seat, but not more than that. So he's gonna have a bench seat up the front and nothing in the rear. And these are gonna be like a handmade luxury thing. And as for his infotainment, he's got music that comes from it. It plays the jingle. So basic infotainment, I suppose. Because, you know, he doesn't have something too technical. He's gotta run the engine off of the same magic that he's running his infotainment from. So he's gotta have something a little bit. Now he's a big fat man, so he doesn't get a whole lot of exercise. So we're gonna go hydraulic power steering just to help him out, because we're kind of like that. And ABS just because the things drawing it will do quite well. Now, if we know anything about Santa Claus, well, I was going to give him no safety because there's no seatbelts, but maybe he needs a little bit. We want Santa to live this year, so we're going to give him basic 10s. We don't want to charge him too much. I mean, we're not charging him. What are you talking about? Now, air suspension. That is exactly what he has, right? And it is very adaptive to the situations. And yes, there's a lot of active swaying happening in his sled, I believe, so let's go with that. And yes, he has to do a lot of off-road. And fuel mileage is 34.8. You know, this is not bad. Let's go ahead and do our deed in here. There we go. We have made the entire body and windows invisible. The rest will be made invisible later on, but for now, we are gonna go ahead and try to make ourselves a bit of a Santa sleigh. Which I don't know how to do, so I'm gonna have to Google images. This is going to be tricky. Gotta have our powering thing, which will be the snowman, will be what we offer him when we first give it to him, but he'll have his own horsepower, deer power, so he can do that on his own. Well, let's see how poorly this comes out over in BeamNG. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of coding first, but I'll run you through that very quickly. It's basically just going to flex bodies and making them turn into text as opposed to code. So we got out here our snowman powered drive unit. Then we've got here you know what? I probably should have actually put that about here and then moved the sleigh all the way back here. I probably should have made the sleigh a lot taller, but that was my mistake. If I was to do this again, that would be what I'd do differently, but I don't feel like going through every single thing and refixing that. We are gonna make the engine invisible, we are gonna make the undertray invisible, and everything else should be good. Let's go over and give it a look in BeamNG. We're not gonna bother going to photo scene because that's just not going to work. What do we got here? Strong understeer. That's fine. What does Santa sleigh do around the automation test track, you reckon? A 425, damn! So this is what you'll see when you get it over to BeamNG, but we are gonna fix that. Okay, editing time. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna find basically every flex body we can. So the first things first, we're gonna go into where your car is, the jot.beam for it. We found flex bodies here. So the body we're gonna make no. Chassis, we're gonna make no. We're gonna make the engine no as well, and the exhaust no as well. No well. Ha! Then yes, update. Suspension front, suspension rear, wheels, and wheels. Then look for every flex body to this part. Then at the beginning of the thing, you'll put // which turns it green, which you may not in your editing software, but basically what that does is it tells the game, this is not code, this is text, which is normally for the person to read. As you can see here that he's labeled this as a live actual structure. And rinse and repeat, basically all the way down on all of them. Hopefully that'll do what we need it to do. There's only one way to find out. Let's open up BeamNG this time. I wish I had a snow area, but I don't. Bugger. So instead we're gonna take him to derby arenas. All right, time to give it a try. Fingers crossed, legs crossed that I've done it all correct. Oops, I forgot to make it silent. We'll have to deal with that in a second. I may have accidentally made fixtures invisible too, or it's still loading in. I'm gonna guess that I accidentally made fixtures invisible. All right, so let's undo body and try that out. Let's try this again. Yes! It's working! Oh, I love it! It's fantastic! The colors mostly came out as well. Oh, I love it. Apart from like the red candy cane, I tried to put some like gold insignia on the side. Yeah. Oh God. Hey! Oh, it's awesome. Oh God, it's awesome. It's so awesome. How do I get out of this pit? Oh god. This way! Forward there, snowman! Woo! Oh, look at him! Look at him controlling us around. This is so awesome! Oh, apart from like the exhaust pops, which I don't quite exactly know how to get rid of. I'm so happy with the fact that I gave a really squishy suspensions to make it look like it's lurching when it takes off. Oh, that's so awesome! Wait, oh no, the wheel wells are still there. Oh, I have to figure out how to get rid of them. But they're black. Are they meant to be black? I'm not sure. All right, let's go just around here a little bit more. Hold on, give me a second. Turn around. We've got quite a bit of understeer with his sleigh. Sorry, Santa, I've accidentally given you a bit of an understeery mess. We're flying! Ah! Oh, because it's all 3D placed parts, they're all like gonna stick. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's give this a proper hard go and make this thing fly. Fly, fly, fly. Whee! It's so good. Oh, I love it. All right, another jump, and whee! Santa sleigh is flying. Boom. Oh. It destroyed the non-existent front. Oh, no. Oh, Frosty. Oh dear, I think the deer are having diarrhea. That is quite an unpleasant sound. And we've absolutely munted Frosty. What? How has that even happened? That is weird. His lower ball is inverted. And that, trust me, is painful. All right, let's go. Apart from the wheel wells and the under tray not being completely gone, this is flippin' amazing, guys. I had this idea for probably about a week and went, all right, I think it's about time for me to actually try to. Oh no, Santa's rolled! Oh no, Santa! Does that mean I have to take over for his role? Oh, also the hat doesn't have color. Oh, whoops. Oh, well, we'll have to do something about that, I suppose. Whee! No, we survived. Oh, this is so much fun. Like, sure, the vehicle itself is not particularly great, but what I've done is so much fun. Guys, making a flying vehicle, I wish I had made this a little bit taller. Oh, well, I'm gonna leave the .car file down for you guys to try this out so that you guys can go in and painstakingly raise everything that I've done in here. And I'm gonna try one last time to try to get rid of these wheel wells and stuff. And then we will, yeah, I'm not sure how to get rid of it though. Wait, the .car file saves? Interesting. So I'll just leave you the zip file. That's awesome. Material CS. So in here is probably where you would be able to figure out which one is the one that we need to make invisible. But you'd have to know which one to look for and where to find it. So one of these has like a specular power of like 0. We got lots of 800s and a lot of 50s. Here we go. This has to be the one. It is the only one. The sleigh. Okay, so is there a transparency? Translucent. Would I put that to 1? I don't know how to do this. What if I was to do this? Damn it, it didn't work. Oh, that was the seat. Bugger. So apparently when it's white, the specular power is 0.01. I don't know how to figure this out. I'll leave that up to you. Now onto the Phil's score. Starting with the weekend category. Styling, it's less of a weekend car and more of a once-a-year car. It gets a 3 out of 10. The acceleration is quite low for needing to cover the entire world in one night. It gets a 2 out of 10. The handling is good enough for not actually touching the ground. It gets a 5 out of 10. The fun factor is pretty high. If you're a pedo, it'll give you a lot of fun. It gets a 7 out of 10. The cool factor is no joke. Being parked in the North Pole, it gets a 10 out of 10. Moving on to the daily score, the features are pretty sparse for a modern vehicle. Even for a sleigh, it gets a 3 out of 10. The comfort is pretty high, running on pure air, it gets a 10 out of 10. The quality is decent, it'll never fall apart because it's made out of 3D placed parts. It gets a 10. Its practicality is quite high, with plenty of trunk space, but because it's lacking a windshield on those cold nights, it gets a 7 out of 10. As for value, with it only costing an eternity in servitude, it's great value. It gets a 7 out of 10. Altogether, Phil's score is 64. It places... oh, wait, hold on. I have nothing else on the list. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll catch you guys next time when I do something maybe just a smidge bit more realistic. This will also be up on the server, but I'll also put a link for it to download in the description. I hope you guys join the Discord, subscribe, and love me. Please, love me. All right, bye.